Children are, as they say, are the hope of our nation. Yet they are still fragile and significantly need good influence and guidance to succeed in life. But because of their vulnerability, a lot of people have tried to take advantage of their innocence, moving in the process of discovering their identities and going on the stage of transitioning. Every experience for a child can either make or break his life. Sexual exploitation is an act committed through non-consensual abuse or exploitation of another person's sexuality for the purpose of sexual gratification, financial gain, personal benefit, or any non-legitimate purpose. Commercial sexual exploitation of children occurs when people under the age of 18 engage in or are forced into prostitution and pornography in exchange for money or material payment. Online sexual exploitation of children refers to child sexual exploitation which is facilitated or takes place through the internet and other related media. Online sexual exploitation crimes fall under various laws like the Anti-Child Pornography and Cybercrime Prevention Acts, but there is no current all-encompassing law that clearly includes the full range of OSEC activities. Philippine laws related to OSEC have gaps of needed protection. For instance, the Anti-Child Pornography Law of 2009 does not explicitly cover live streaming of sexual content and the role of social media in OSEC. However, the Department of Justice and the Department of Information and Communications Technology are in the process of crafting a child online safeguarding policy which issues guidelines for protecting children on the internet. According to We Are the Social's Global Digital Report 2019, there are 76 million active social media users. This is 71% of the entire population who spend an average of 4 hours a day on different social media platforms. With Filipinos consecutively topping the world in terms of social media use, there is a lot of room for abusers to engage in sexual exploitation of children behind closed doors and in front of webcam. The Philippines has been dubbed by the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, the global epicenter of the live stream sexual abuse trade. 1 in 5 Filipino children are vulnerable to online sexual exploitation. UNICEF even tagged the country as the top global source of child pornography in 2017. Who is at risk of sexual exploitation? Sexual exploitation can happen to any child regardless of their background, age, ethnicity, or gender. But there are some groups that are particularly vulnerable. A child or a minor is a person below 18 years old of age, but also any person under 18 years of age who is unable to fully protect himself from abuse, neglect, cruelty, exploitation, or discrimination, or who is unable to care for himself or herself because of a physical or mental disability or condition. All children under the age of 18 can be subject to sexual exploitation, but the peak age is around 15 years old. Although sexual exploitation happens to both boys and girls in significant numbers, the vast majority of known victims are girls. Other vulnerable children includes those who live in care, regularly go missing, have a history of abuse, have a difficult family life, have a disability, or have experienced bereavement. What is the impact of child sexual exploitation? Victims of childhood sexual exploitation experience a variety of long-term effects including low self-esteem, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, suicidal attempts, and drug and alcohol abuse. This can cause serious psychological impact for the child such as anxiety, depression, addiction, low self-esteem, self-harm, eating disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, self-image, social isolation, depression, nightmares, flashbacks, and attachment problems. The harm they are experiencing and the risk posed by the abuser can create a dynamic and complex situation for the child. Research has repeatedly shown that child sexual abuse can have a very serious impact on physical and mental health. Depending on the severity and number of traumas experienced, child sexual abuse can have wide-reaching and long-lasting effects. Those who have suffered multiple traumas and receive little parental support may develop post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and anxiety. Their ability to trust adults to take care of them may also be jeopardized. Sadly, when children do not disclose sexual abuse or do not receive effective counseling, they can suffer difficulties long into the future. As one child victim said, abuse is like a boomerang. If you don't deal with it, it can come back to hurt you.
At saka
Magmukha ka daw ako. At saka igaganin ko lang sarili ko. Nagagalit po ako at saka gusto ko na po kalimutan.
Ayaw ko po yun. No. Sana po madalaw niya na po kami at saka makasama ako na po pamilya ko po. Gising na kaibigan ko, ganda ng buhay ay nasa sayo.
Let us all be vigilant of sexual offenders. Let us stand for our children by raising our concern and awareness. You may contact DSWD hotlines to file a report. Strong people stand up for themselves. Stronger people stand up for others. A friendly reminder from the Graduate School of San Pedro College of Davao, class of Dr. Lozada.